It's a black market brand that's become a recognized name in the city of Toronto. It boasts a loyal following, a wellness mantra, and a slick social media presence.
Hey guys, Cafe is here in beautiful Jamaica.
And it's also a lucrative operation.
They're making between $30,000 to $50,000 at locations, and we know that obviously this translates into millions of dollars of revenue.
So, who helped start these dispensaries? A CBC News investigation reveals two of the people are longtime friends in their 40s from the Windsor, Ontario area, both with criminal records and each with his own interesting history. First, John Galvano, 44 years old. He announced on Facebook back in 2016 he was the co-owner of Cafe. His Instagram shows he's a Lamborghini-driving, Gucci-wearing ex-wrestling champ. He has two racehorses named after pot strains, Sativa and Indica, and throws regular parties in the $1.5 million penthouse he rents in downtown Toronto. Court records show Galvano has been convicted for charges related to marijuana. Second, we have Wesley Weber, also 44 years old. He told a court 2 years ago he had loaned Galvano money before the first cafe opened and helped secure a lease for the first cafe shop. He also said under oath he wasn't part of or profiting from the business. Weber also goes by Wesley Cam and Jeff Murray. Here he is speaking at City Hall 2 years ago on pot legalization under one of those aliases.
I represent a host of dispensaries where I help to strategize and mitigate the City of Toronto's enforcement actions around the current dispensary model.
Weber was a legendary counterfeiter of Canadian currency, sentenced to 5 years in jail for forging $100 bills in the early 2000s. There was even a documentary made about him.
But the mastermind behind the greatest counterfeiting operation in Canadian history was the last person police ever imagined.
I had this notion embedded in the back of my head since I was a kid that if you could print money, you would solve all the problems in the world.
Weber's currently facing separate charges related to securities trading. It's unclear whether either Galvano or Weber are still involved in the business. CBC News reached out to both men multiple times and did not receive a response. A cafe spokesperson did send us a statement saying its customers have a right to reasonable, dignified access to marijuana products. It also said, in part, it is without question that the OCS system and its subsequent rollout of cannabis retail in Ontario is flawed, and that Canadians support Cafe and how it's filled a necessary void. Bylaw officers continue to crack down on Cafe's 4 locations in the city. They say the battle isn't over.
The controlling minds behind these corporations are the ones we'll be seeking out ultimately.